From the lush gardens as you walk in the door to the beautiful arrangement of the tidal basin. Welcome to Kenilworth Aquatic Gardens. One of the favorite things I have about this park, and that I love about certain parks in the DC area, is that you can get as close to the water or other natural environments as possible. You first walk in, there's a nice little trail. You look to the left, there's actually an old style house, one of the original houses for back in the day. They actually had steam abilities to keep your houses warm. I guess the traditional fireplace steaming. There was no HVAC way back in the day. So this was one area that you kept those type of things, those type of houses warm. And there's a nice visitor center that's right next to it. And what I appreciate is that there's several locations along this park that have little displays that give you a little bit of education as it pertains to some of the plant life and the animals that we might see here, as well as a little bit of the history of the park. One of the signs actually talks about why this aquatic gardens is here. It's actually a restoration project because a lot of the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, you could consider wetlands, especially if the farther to the east you go of 95, it's more of a wetland area. And it's more likely that a lot of these areas have been disrupted by humans. As a result, this is just another area that's being restored. As you continue to walk in and you go through, you get to walk through areas where the ponds are. And there's little water lilies and things like that that you can see starting to sprout. Now, we came at a time where it's a little early in the season for those things to sprout. You come about a month later in the month of June or July, and maybe late May, you'll see a lot of this really bloomed up. But despite that, there are picnic tables here that you can come at any point in time and just relax with a family, relax with friends, and just enjoy the atmosphere. It's quiet. You saw couples coming up here, just walking through and then taking into the environment. There are nice little small critters, little animals, some fish that are in these little ponds as well. Now, what was most mesmerizing to me is that as you walk around, you can go to the left or you can go to the right. I chose to go to the left and up the middle. There's a nice little bridge there that you can cross, and you get to stand in between two sections of the pond. And it is breathtaking just looking at certain areas. But what I really appreciated is if you go off to the left, there's a boardwalk that you can go on to. And this boardwalk goes to two separate planes, and it's a tidal boardwalk. And when you do a little bit of research, the reason that it's called a tidal boardwalk for this aquatic garden is because depending on the time of day that you go, the water can be anywhere from maybe about an inch or two deep to about 2 to 3 feet deep. So imagine water in a certain area, depending on what time you go of day, can be anywhere from the bottom of my foot to the top of my kneecap. And that's the difference in a lot of this area over here. I went during a time when it was low tide. As a result, the water was low. You got to see a lot of the luscious vegetation that grows underneath in this area as a result. Now you come back in a few hours, there will be higher tide. As a result, some of that will be covered up, but it will be beautiful as a result. I continued to walk around the tidal basin, and we got to see it was an extensive area that it was just beautiful all the way around. It gets a little bit different of a vibe than what you've seen in a few of our other episodes. Even when you go to Williamsburg Waterfront Park, it's different than that. Now, there's a section of a boardwalk that kind of starts giving you that bit of a feel, because this trail leads straight, there's a trail that leads straight to Williamsburg Waterfront Park. The National Park Service has done a masterful job of creating a lot of different trails in the region that connect to a lot of these beautiful areas. And this actually is a part, or breaks off of Paint Branch Trail, but all of those trails up to the northeast, Indian Creek Trail, all of these are part of that situation. Now, moving forward, you go on to the trail, and you can go to the left, you can go to the right. I went to the right originally, and you can see a vast variety and a vast array just of wildlife and plants, and there's a little place that you can go and just stand and look, and it's just beautiful. It's really beautiful to me, and it just it's awe-inspiring watching just the peace and serenity of nature when it's left alone, and it gives you a peaceful feeling. It's just awesome. I invite everybody to go see that. Now, that wasn't it. On the way back is mesmerizing sights as well. But one of the things that I never thought to really see here in the DC area is there was a lot of, they look like wheat fields, but it's not a wheat field. It's really tall gray grass. You usually see this type of thing on National Geographic, but in other countries, you wouldn't think that you would necessarily see plains like that in the Washington, D.C. area. But it just goes to show you just how beautiful some of the areas that you can go. Put down your laptop, put down your cell phone, put down your video game, go out and look at some of the nature that's around here. It is absolutely beautiful, and you can see it straying, the grass, the tall grass, swaying in the winds. And there's just a lot of little wonderful things that you can see about this park that was formed and built in the 1900s as a part of a restoration project. And there are a few of these, like the Patuxent National Reserve, which is going to be in our next episode, where there's Cache Lake and Lake Reddington. So there's a lot of wonderful parks just in this various area. Now, this place did close at 4, so we weren't able to stay to show you high tide. But guess what? That's your homework assignment. Go to this park, and on our YouTube page or on weathervance.com, below, leave a description of what you saw when you went to go see here. At the end of the video, there are going to be a lot of pictures and videos that we weren't personally not able to show you ourselves, but it's breathtaking to go yourself. So we hope you enjoyed this episode of Kenilworth Aquatic Gardens, and we hope that you are able to go and visit this wonderful place. Till next time, this is forecaster Dante Brown World from the Weather Van Storm Prediction Center, and you have a wonderful day.